In this video, we take a look at some of the bigger people in life. Paul Mason, 51 years old, was once considered the world's largest man, weighing in at 980 pounds, 444.5 kilo, or 70 stone. He used to consume 20,000 calories a day, which is 10 times what a normal man consumes. He said he knew it was killing him, but he couldn't stop. It started when he suffered a heartbreak in his 20s at the time of his father's death and the deterioration of his mother's health. Jobless, he still managed to spend a whopping £30,000 a year on food. He was told to undergo gastric bypass or risk certain death. After surgery, he went down to 560 pounds, 181 kilo or 41 stone. Now he's looking to have the rolls of unsightly excess skin from the weight loss removed. In 2018, Paul split from his girlfriend, after which he became addicted to food once again. And in May 2019, Mason revealed that he has almost doubled in size from 19.5 stone to 500 pounds, 36 stone. At number 2 in our list, Donna Simpson. Donna Simpson, 45, was an American woman who in 2008 announced that she wanted to become one of the world's heaviest women. She wanted to become one of the world's heaviest women. Her ideal weight was 1,000 pounds, 450 kilo, and she set up a website where fans paid to watch her eat. In 2008, she weighed 630 pounds, which is 290 kilo or 45 stone. But her weight went down to 602 pounds, which is 273 kilo or 43 stone in 2010. In 2010, she won the dubious honour of Guinness World Record holder for the heaviest woman to give birth when she had a baby named Jacqueline via caesarean section. The birth of the baby required a team of 30 doctors. She now has a son and daughter with her partner, whom she met on an online chat room for overweight women. In August 2011, Simpson finally decided to go on a diet to decrease her weight to 370 pounds, 170 kilo or 26 stone, as she said she wanted to be more self-sufficient and do a better job of raising her children. Number 3 on our list is Manuel Uribe. Born in 1965 in Monterrey, Mexico, Manuel is known for having ballooned to the weight of 6 men. On a diet of tacos and pizzas, he reached a peak weight of around 597 kilos, about 94 stone, and was bedbound since 2001. His mother looked after his every need, but he aspired to one day leave the room and venture outside into the world. When he was growing up, Manuel said he was normal. He was born, he weighed a very average 7.5 pounds. He always had a big appetite, but it wasn't until he hit his 20s when his problems began. In 1927, he got married and moved to the US for work. When he left, his weight was around 280 pounds or 20 stone. He said his life in the US was very sedentary. He only moved from his home to his desk, where he sat at his desk the whole day. Combined with the fast food diet of the US, his weight ballooned to 550 pounds or 39 stone. He began developing a growth on his right thigh, restricting his movement. With the help of doctors and nutritionists, he reduced his weight to 56 stone. His weight loss efforts continue to this day, and in mid-2009 it was falsely reported that Manuel had died. As of February 2012, he weighed 440 pounds or 31 stone. However, Uribe was hospitalised on the 2nd of May 2014 after suffering several cardiac arrhythmias and liver failure. Uribe would sadly pass away on the 26th of May 2014 at the age of 48 from liver failure. After his death, his body was cremated and his ashes were buried at an undisclosed place in Monterrey. Number 4 on our list, Robert Earl Hughes. The late Robert Earl Hughes was, during his lifetime, the heaviest human recorded in the history of the world. Born in 1958, his excessive weight was attributed to a malfunction in pituitary gland, and he tipped the scales at 480 kilos at his heaviest. Due to his massive weight, when he hit half a ton, he could only be weighed once every 6 months. Hughes has always been mobile, but could only walk 1,200 metres an hour, and needed to sit down or lean on his walking stick every few metres. At the age of 6 years, he weighed 92 kilos, and at 10, he weighed 171. When he passed away in 1926, he weighed over half a ton. He had contracted measles, which soon developed into uremia. He was 32 years old when he passed away. All his life a showman, who appeared at carnivals and fairs, his coffin also made a statement. It was buried in a coffin the size of a piano case. Number 5, Kenneth Brumley. Kenneth Brumley gained the attention of the world when he appeared on the Channel 4 body shock documentary Half Ton Dad. One of the heaviest people to have ever lived, he once weighed a whopping 73 stone, so big that he couldn't walk or wash himself. Kenneth Brumley became famous after appearing on the Channel 4 documentary, which has recently resurfaced on YouTube. In the show, firefighters entered the home of the then 40-year-old and found him lying on the floor, his bed long having collapsed under the sheer weight of his body. He was unable to get up or move much more than his head or his arms, and he hadn't been able to wash himself in 4 years. The size of a minivan, the dad of 4 could not fit through any of the door frames in his Texas home. As a result, emergency services teams had to knock through a wall into the garage in order to stretcher him to a nearby hospital. A father of 4, he weighed almost 73 stone and had been bedbound for 4 years. He was later accepted as a gastric bypass patient at the Renaissance Hospital in Houston, Texas. However, to get him out of the house to the hospital, a fire crew had to demolish a wall to pull him out. His first step in his treatment was to restrict him to a diet of 1,200 calories a day. On the diet, he lost 12 stone in 40 days. Doctors had to do the gastric bypass in stages, in addition to removing 18-kilo tumours from between his legs. Each surgical removal lasted about 5 hours. By the end of the documentary, he was able to stand on his own 2 feet, even if only for a few seconds. Michael Abrenko is at number 6. This story is amazing in that during his lifetime he gained and lost over £3,000, that's 472 stone, and gained a special mention by talk show host Oprah, as well as the attention of celebrity fitness coach Richard Simmons. At 34, his weight reached the peak of £1,100, 78 stone. I have eaten 24 pork chops, 2 pounds of bacon, 3 dozen eggs and at one sitting, he said. He eventually reached rock bottom and lost his will to live. Once he put a gun into his mouth and almost pulled the trigger. However, he instead wrote a letter to weight loss personality Richard Simmons. Richard then lost a world-setting weight loss of more than £700, 49 stone, in 19 months. However, in his celebratory meals following his astounding weight loss, he quickly shot back up to weighing almost £1,000, 71 stone. His yo-yo weight loss story continued and he had to be repeatedly hospitalised. He now resides in New York and weighs 39 stone. Number 7 is Mayra Rosales. Made headlines when she was accused of murdering her sister's son, but walked free when the court decided that she was too big to kill. Rosales, 31, from Texas, said her defence was that she couldn't even lift her arm to strike her nephew, being as fat as she was. 2-year-old Eliso Jr. died in 2008. And at 78 stone, Rosales claimed she caused his death when she fell onto him. However, investigations revealed that his death was due to a blow to the head. Rosales then confessed that she had invented the story to protect her sister Jamie, whom she said had hit the boy on the head with a hairbrush several times earlier in the day. Jamie later pleaded guilty to causing injury to a child and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. The stress of the events caused Rosales' health to deteriorate to the point that she had to be hospitalised. She said she began retaining so much water in her legs that her skin stretched and developed sores, causing her immense pain. She has suffered chronic skin infections caused by the multiple folds of fat around her body. Doctors have attempted to treat her by removing much of the fat and litres of fluid from her body. In 2013, Rosales stated on the Spanish-language TV show Sábado Gigante that she had lost £800, received custody of her sister's children and was now in a romantic relationship. She also appeared on Anderson Cooper in 2012 to discuss the changes that she had made. She also appeared on Dr. Oz. Nowadays, Rosales lives a quiet life in Sullivan City, Texas. She is currently married to Carlos de la Rosa. They've been married since 2016. Number 8, John Browett Minnock. John Brown Minnock lived from 1941 to 1983 and weighed probably more than 99.5 stone. It took 13 people to roll him over in bed, and he suffered from massive edema, the collection of fluid in the body's tissues. Edema is suffered by many obese people, and at Minnock's peak, his body retained at least 64 stone of fluid. He'd spent a better part of his life battling weight, having been heavy all his life. In 1963, he weighed 49.5 stone. In 1966, he was 69.5 stone. He was hospitalised at age 37 due to cardiac and respiratory failure and was discharged from the hospital after 16 months on a strict diet of 1,200 calories a day. He passed away on September 10th, weighing 57 stone and leaving behind 2 children by his 50-kilo wife Jeanette. The couple had reportedly won a world record for the greatest difference in weight between husband and wife. Number 9, Terry Smith, diet or die. This was what mother of one Terry Smith was told when doctors found out she weighed a hefty 50 stone. Suffering from intense headaches and needing a brain scan, she was too huge to fit into an MRI machine. Bedbound for at least 3 years, the 49-year-old woman required the assistance of her husband Myron and her eldest daughter Naya, 30, to do anything. Smith said she had always been large. At 7, she weighed 8 stone. She said she grew up on soul food and never thought twice about it, as it was everybody doing it. We never watched what we ate at all, and we didn't know what was healthy and what wasn't. When she turned 32, she developed severe arthritis in her knees and couldn't walk for more than a few steps, causing the weight to pile on. In addition, after her diuretic medication was changed, she gained a whopping 6 stone in 30 days. Smith is now embarking on a weight loss regimen of a healthy diet and exercise in a bid to qualify for a gastric bypass. Number 10, Jambik, an 11-year-old boy from Russia, weighed 23 stone at 5 foot 1, setting the world record for the fattest child in the world. At birth, he weighed 2.89 kilos, which is a reasonable weight for a baby. However, by the time he reached a year old, he weighed 12.7 kilo, and at age 3, he was lifting weights as heavy as 3 kilos. At age 6, he was 71 kilo, and since then, he has gained nearly 50 kilo on a diet of porridge and ice cream. His mother, Nelia, doesn't believe that his weight is a cause for concern. She said that Jambik is just growing, and that's how God created him. However, Jambik is an active child who practices wrestling 5 days a week and goes swimming often. He said that he wanted to be a sportsman when he grew up, or even an Olympic champion. "I like to be strong," he said. By the time he had made headlines the world over, he was 23 stone, which was when his sumo wrestling coach said that it was becoming difficult to train him due to the weight. In 2009, Dr. Ian Campbell was brought in to examine him. He said his weight means he has a greatly increased risk of diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. As a result of being so heavy so young, his life expectancy is likely to be greatly reduced. But his mum Nelia was having none of it. She hit back, claiming that her son was just growing upwards and outwards. She said, "What can I do about it? This is who he is. This is how God created him. We've been through various examinations. Every doctor wanted to find something to explain why Jambik is so big. None of them discovered anything. And at age 17, he weighed 36 stone and decided to lose weight, shedding 8 stone. But sadly, he died at the age of 21 in December 2020. His cause of death was never revealed, but he was thought to have had acute kidney failure. That is our heaviest people in the world list. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like, share and subscribe as well so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Take care.